The National Weather Service marks this week, May 3rd through the 9th, as National Hurricane Preparedness Week. And that is good news for us here on the Suncoast. Verizon is joining together with United Way Suncoast to help our region with disaster preparedness and resiliency. And we welcome Courtney Barnard. Courtney Barnard.
Yes.
Thank you so much for coming, Courtney. She is the Verizon Senior Manager of State Government Affairs and Community Engagement. And Heather Kester, she is the Director of Disaster Resiliency for United Way Suncoast. We are so happy to have you ladies here, and thank you for what you're doing. First of all, tell us what you do for disaster preparedness. How does each organization help?
Well, thank you so much for having us. I think it's so important for us to be able to come together and to share this out to the community. So United Way Suncoast is concerned and committed to really convening, collaborating, and connecting within the community to help with disaster resilience. And we're doing that with great partners like Verizon.
Yeah.
And what does Verizon do?
Well, I'll let you know, Linda, that our credo, we have a line that says we run to a crisis. And I think a lot of people might think of that as just showing up after a storm, but we work with partners like the United Way to put together disaster preparedness kits. We also, of course, your phone is your lifeline, so we are helping to get those alerts out for things like your evacuation routes, when it is safe to go back to your home or business. And then after a storm, where can you get ice? Where can you get a charger? So all of those important pieces of information, we are connecting with organizations like the United Way to not only be prepared before a storm. So we're running to that crisis now, I think, every single day of the week. Storms are becoming more frequent, they're more intense, and so we need to make sure that individuals as well as businesses are prepared to deal with how to be prepared for the storm, of course, but also how to recover from a storm as well.
To share out.
And you have a kit that's going to help everybody.
So not only do we have a kit, we have 6,000 kits being funded by Verizon, and we're working with our community partners to collaborate on this. And those disaster resilience kits will go to the families in the hands that need it the most. Those kits are going to have things like, you need to understand that it's a bag you can grab and go with, so it will have the stuff that you need, but it also will remind you of the items that you may not think of, such as, I need to have a copy of my insurance, I need to have a copy of the title of the home, everything. You need to have certain documents with you, and it has a bag so you can have those in there. And we've got the disaster resilience kits on the screen right now, being able to show all the things that go into it as well.
And this is for homeowners, for people who live in households, also for businesses.
Yes. So we are partnering with the United Way to provide business workshops to help business owners, particularly small business owners. Small business owners, these are the backbone of the American economy. And in order for your community to continue to thrive after a storm, businesses need to have a plan. And Heather, you shared some really great statistics with me before the cameras came on. Can you tell us a little bit more about, if a business doesn't have a plan, basically what happens, and how many businesses have plans?
Absolutely. So what they found is the fact that the National Chamber of Commerce found a study and conducted a study that 40% of businesses will fail in the first year after a disaster if they don't have a plan in place. So that's why we came back and said, can we work on some workshops? So it's not just to small businesses, we also offer it to our amazing nonprofit community as well. So anybody in our 5-county region are welcome to attend any of the workshops. We'll be hosting 7 of them. And again, thanks to the funding through Verizon, that we're able to host it in each one of our counties. So they will be able to walk in, understand why it's important to put a plan in place, learn about putting the plan in place, and then we've created a second part of that workshop. So we say, here, go back to your organization, work with your leaders of your organization and make sure you put a solid foundation and plan in place. And then the second part of that workshop will happen on July 15th, where we're bringing all 5 counties together and we're able to have them sit down and say, this is the questions I have, this is how we're implementing in our organizations across our region to strengthen our region. When an organization and a business can recover, our community can recover quicker.
Oh, this is so good to know.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is so good to know. Thank you so much. It makes us feel more comforted as we get ready for the season coming up. Thank you, and you can learn more at UnitedWaySuncoast.org.